Hello and welcome to this video on how to configure an email channel. An email channel needs to be set up before you can send or receive emails via IPscape. We need the settings of your current email provider along with the SMTP server details and the POP server details. To add a new email channel, we need to come to the workspace, and from within the workspace we can go to the channels area and down to email. From here we see the existing email channels that we have configured, and to add a new one we can go to the plus here and add new email channel. Here we can add in the details of the new channel, so we can say this is our info box or whatever it may be. We can then associate it with a campaign from here, and we can activate it by going to here. We now need the details of your POP3 server, and you'll be able to get these from your IT guys, or you can look up the settings within your online web account. There are a lot more details on where to get the information depending on the provider that you're using within our help file, which you can use pressing here. So there's various different settings. We need the email address, the user account name, so this should be info at whatever your company name is. That may well be, the user account name may be the same, it depends on how it's been configured. A password, and then we've got the server name where the IPscape's going to need to go and have a look. And then we've got SSL, which is your security sockets layer, and then the port that it's going to be using. We can also ask how many times it's going to download this. So POP is used for downloading the emails, and it will do that every 5 minutes unless we tell it otherwise. So we can do that at a more regular, at a less regular interval if we so desire. From here we can go to validate, and that will test the settings that we've got, and we can see that we've entered the correct details. Again, there's a lot more information on how to do this in the help file, and we've got, it's different for all providers. So the SMTP server settings are to do with actually sending the emails from IPscape. So we need the details here from your current providers for the email address of the account that it's using, the account name and password, server name and security protocol, etc., and server port details. And then we just go to add channel. I'm going to have a look at one that I've configured already. We can go to here and see the details, so we can see that this is an IPscape at perrinoutlook.com, but it could be Yahoo, it could be Gmail, it could be many other different providers. So we just need to get the correct details, and then once you have those details you can go into here and validate, and you can see that this was successful and there were no messages found. Again, same with the SMTP server details. We need to validate and check. So remember, we need to get these details from your IT guys, and there are extra details if you have more advice on how to do that for your particular provider within the help file, which is here. So if we close out of that, we've got various other things. You can see these two green icons here tell us that we validated and that everything is good and well with the servers. So that's the SMTP one, and that is the POP server one. If we wanted to come back and edit this, deactivate this channel for whatever reason, we can go to edit up here and then just take away the activation, and that it will no longer use this one. We can also add filters onto our email channel, which allows us to send certain emails to different campaigns. So for example, the ones that I've got set up, we've got filters here. We can add them there, or we've got ones that are already there. We've got some existing ones that have already been set up. So for this one, I've got, if the word support is in the subject line of the email, then that email will get sent to the support email queue. The second one is sales. If it doesn't find support in the subject line, it will then move to the second rule or filter that we have here, and it will look for sales in the subject line and then send it to the email campaign. We can delete these rules by going to here, but just selecting the one and pressing delete. We can reorder them, so the priority of the rule just by dragging up and changing the order in which the rules or the filters are run. In that way. So to actually create a filter for yourself, we can minimize this, and we can go to here and add a filter. So we can go into here and say, I want this to be my a different rule which refers to something else. So if it has a booking in the title, a booking reference or something like that, we can put that into a different campaign. So filter name is booking, looks for booking in the subject line, and then we can choose the campaign that it will forward those emails to. So we can see that we can just say that that's going to go to my email campaign, and then I can set up the rules here. So I can set up so if it's come from a particular sender, we can send all of those to that campaign. If the subject line contains the word booking, and we put that in there, then it will go to that email campaign. If the body of the email contains the word booking, or whatever words we put into here, we can put it into that campaign. We can then activate the filter by going to there and go to add. So we'll now see that we've got 3 filters applied to this campaign. And that's really how you set up an email channel within IPscape. The most important thing is to get the correct details from your IT support, or get them from online. If we'd like to make this our default organizational email address, we can put that into here by going up to administration and going to settings, and then scrolling down until we find the email option. So default email channel for the organization, we're just going to call Perrins email, and update. So we can also associate this with a campaign by going to the campaigns area and going down to configuration, and then for current campaigns we go into here and we can see Perrins email campaign, and we can go to edit, and here we can see the email channel. So I manually chose Perrins email campaign, but we could just say organizational default email channel and update, but we get the option to do either. So that is how you would configure an email channel.